up, everybody? I'm Sal Kalani. This is Reggie Steele. And welcome to Spitballin. Spitballin.
What's up, everybody? That'd be weird if I had that inflection. I'm like, this is how I talk.
I thought that was real. I thought that was real. I was like, oh man, we got to start all over again.
What's up, everybody? I'm Sal Kalani. This is Reggie Steele.
And welcome to Spitballin', y'all.
Yeah. Maybe we just got to show more excitement. We got to fake up the excitement, and then ratings will go through the roof.
Is that what it is? We got to fake up the excitement? How come it just can't be real excitement? I'm excited to be here. I love being here.
No, me too, but I can't be all like, hey, what's up, everybody? Do. Right. You know, Reg, you always wave and smile, and nobody hears that. Most people are listening in their car while driving. They're not just sitting there watching themselves on YouTube like yourself. Like, oh, look at how hot I am.
This dude loves raining on my parades.
You just always do it. I'm like, man, Reg, that would be funny if people could hear what your face is. How about this?
I will, from now on, whenever I'm smiling and waving, I'll be sure to let them know. Hey, for all you listeners out there, I'm smiling give us a little waving right now.
Yeah, jazz hands. Commentary. There you go.
I got jazz hands.
So yes, it's been a while, Reg. I think the last episode was with Ollie Peak.
Yeah, part 2.
And we did 2 parts too, so that gives us more time not to. It's an extra week of nothing. Well, but that was an awesome episode. I think that episode was great. I had my cousin over yesterday. For Italian Day, you know, we had an Italian quarterback starting for the Browns. I made some Italian pasta, and it was funny. His kid is there too, and nice. You know, I did it all up. I had the bread come out of the oven. I'm sliced it up. It's in the bowl. I pull out the plate, put the olive oil and the balsamic vinegar in. And his kid's like, "Wow, this is like Olive Garden." His dad's like, "Oh, it's way better than Olive Garden." Take it down a notch.
That's great. You made it to Olive Garden status. That's awesome.
It looked like a restaurant to him. That's all.
That goes to show you where they've been hanging out, right?
Yeah, he don't cook. His pops don't cook. You know.
Okay. So, real quick, shout out to Olive Garden in case you want to sponsor Spitballing. We're okay.
Shout out to cousin Joey, one of our regular listeners of the podcast. Was amazed by that whole story of Ollie Peak.
Oh, okay. So he enjoyed that episode.
Yeah, listen to every week, man.
Oh, nice. Shout out to Joey for being consistent. And everyone.
He met my neighbor yesterday. We were outside and he was out there, and I'm like, "Oh, it's my cousin Joey. You don't see him much. He lives in this far off land called Santa Monica." And I was like, east side, west side, we don't mix usually. That's like a whole other state you live in. Like, the traffic, and you got to make a whole day of it. So, you know,
that's funny.
Let's just say if the Browns game wasn't on, we probably wouldn't have been hanging out.
Well, you know, I guess football does bring people together, right?
It really does. That's like that was, I like sports about sports, man.
Well, we talked about that because I mentioned that, Alabama football brings people together. It'll bring the black people and the white people together, at least for the length of a football game.
Right. That's how, dude. It's funny. Like even yesterday, you're like, I said this. He's like, Joey's like, show the Browns fans in the crowd because you heard them when the Browns did well. They were playing in Los Angeles, and a lot of them, black, white, a lot of black, and I was like, that's what I love about sports, man. It brought the races together in Cleveland because that, races ain't together usually.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, you on that side of town, I'm on this side of town.
Yep, and that's kind of the extent of our coming together. We come together for the football game, but then you got to go back to where you came from, and I'm gonna go back where I came from.
Right.
So, but shout out to Alabama for beating Georgia, #1 team in the country. Right?
And then they fucked Florida State though, which is kind of ridiculous. That Florida State was undefeated, won all their games, and they got #5 overall in the country. And Alabama got 4. And Georgia's like 3. And even though both the bottom, I think 3 of the 4 teams have losses, and not Florida State, but they didn't make the playoff. It's a little fucked up. They're going to expand the playoff. So,
you got to think about strength of schedule, right?
Well, that and what happened was Florida State lost like their quarterback, and they ended up going down to their third string quarterback. So now the people are like, well, but it's like, what else can the team do? They won every game. Like, if you're undefeated, you should be in the fucking playoff.
You would think, but strength of schedule. If you
That's
haven't
why
played anybody,
you can't have a 4 playoff. It's too short. It's too small. You got to expand the field, which they're gonna do.
Okay,
so
make it 8, 6, 8.
I think it's 8. I don't know.
It can't be 8.
But anyway.
All right. Well, I mean, that's unfortunate, right? That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
But Georgia is now 3. Alabama's number 4. So who's number 1? Who's 1 and 2?
Fucking Michigan, who beat Ohio State a couple weeks ago.
Michigan's
we
number
lost
1.
them 3 times in a row.
And who's 2?
I think Washington.
Oh, that's right, because they won the Pac-12. Okay, yeah. So you got Michigan, you got Washington, you got Bama and Georgia.
Yeah.
I mean, Georgia and then Bama. I mean, come on, man. You got 2 SEC teams, a Pac-12 team, and a Big Ten team. That's legit. I mean, no ACC team is gonna make it to the top 4. Let's just be honest. Based on those conferences and what they were doing this year, yeah. I hate to say it, Florida State. I'm sorry, you're not gonna make it, but you just ain't got the schedule, bro. Alabama, you just ain't got the schedule. The SEC,
I know Bert Kreischer was all upset about it. He posted all kinds of stuff on line about it on his Instagram.
Dude, I'm just saying, it's like, hey, look, man, the SEC is like the NFL light, right? I feel like people audition in the SEC to get into the NFL, right? Like that's, so, but all right, well, it looks like Bama and Georgia are going to be going at it again. No. It'll be Michigan against Georgia. I mean, Michigan against Alabama, and then Washington against Georgia. So basically the championship game is going to be Alabama and Georgia again, because that was a 3-point game.
I don't know though, dude. I don't know if Alabama was going to be able to beat Michigan.
They're going to beat Michigan.
They're the number 1 team in the country. They took it to us. The problem with the Buckeyes, though, there's a problem with the Buckeyes, dude. The Buckeyes, college, the guys leave. So we had C.J. Stroud last year. He was fucking awesome. Now he's in the NFL, going to probably win Rookie of the Year. And the next guy up, he ain't no CJ Stroud. You know what I mean?
Right.
And part of it's coming on the coach. Like, well, the coach has only lost 5 games or something in the history. And it's like, yeah, well, 3 of them against Michigan. The other 2 are against good teams. If we can't beat the good teams, what the fuck's the point?
True that.
So, whatever, man. Whatever.
Well, we'll see. It's gonna play out. It's gonna play out however it's gonna play out, right? And we'll sit back and watch. So Sal, you've been on the road, man.
I've been trying to pull up these fucking pictures, and then I sent an email to myself, and all that did was make they're super huge, and now I can't get them. So now I'm going to try and airdrop them to myself. Okay. But I've been gone. How was your Thanksgiving, Reg? Before we get into that.
Oh, it was good. My Thanksgiving was good. It was chill. It was low key.
You go ham again, like you do?
Nope, no ham this year. Went chicken. No turkey though. Damn the turkey.
A chicken breast?
No, like a whole chicken, a whole rotisserie chicken.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just for the record, going forward, there will be no more turkey in my future Thanksgivings.
Why?
Dude, I'm out.
What's wrong
I'm out
with
the
you?
turkey game.
What's wrong with you?
I'm out of the turkey game.
Why?
I did enough. Because, man, turkey's just not that good.
Dude, turkey's great. You got some shitty turkey makings.
Oh, boy. Turkey is...
I had turkey. I loved it.
You know how good turkey is? Turkey's so good that you only eat it once a year for Thanksgiving. That's it.
Dude, I put it on sandwiches all the time.
Yeah, but that's processed. That ain't even real turkey. Like, you know what I'm saying? So turkey, don't talk to me about how great turkey is, because I don't hear you in June like, oh man, I got a nice turkey in the oven. Damn,
it's too much work. It's too much work. That's why.
You're right. Too much work and too little payoff.
Because how much spiral ham you having in June?
Spiral ham? Oh, I mean, ham is year round, but I didn't have ham. I'm having chicken. Chicken's delicious. You have chicken all the time. Everywhere you go, they got chicken. Chicken tenders, chicken nuggets, chicken fingers, chicken wings.
So you gotta change it up sometimes with turkey.
Yeah. And how many nice restaurants do you go to that you see turkey on the menu? Right? You don't see
a lot. Sometimes they do the you know what I do like? They'll do the
turkey cutlet or something.
The Thanksgiving special or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, Thanksgiving.
They put like all that on a sandwich. It's pretty good.
Now look,
I don't know.
I will say this. Now, when I did do turkey, after Thanksgiving, making those sandwiches, yes, for whatever reason, the white meat during Thanksgiving is atrocious. But after Thanksgiving, on a sandwich, with that?
It seems like black people don't like the white meat, and white people love the white meat.
Yeah,
is that accurate?
I can't look. I can only speak for this black person. I can't speak for all black people, but I will say that I personally, I love the dark meat. Give me the wings, the drumsticks, and the thighs. Yes, give me the dark meat.
See, like I went
white meat, you can have that shit. I'm good on the turkey. See, now I'm good on the turkey white meat.
Right. I was in Detroit and I had a chicken and waffles. And I mean, Detroit reminded me a lot of Cleveland, like downtown Detroit, it's it's black. And then so I go to this nice diner, I get the chicken and waffles, but they're like, you want white meat, you want dark meat, or you want a mix? And I was like,
they say it like that. You want white a dark meat or a mix? You're like, ooh.
And I was like,
mix people
give me the mix. I went with the mix.
Yeah, you got to go with the mix.
I want to please all people. I'm going to get them both.
I would have been like, give me the dark meat.
Yeah, I know, right? And I knew if I said white meat, they would have just white meat. They'd be like, this dude.
They would have been like, no surprises here.
This white stereotype.
White meat. Right?
Yeah, you don't want to be the only white guy in the diner and go, can I get just the white meat, please?
It's like your dad. Black and white TV. Do you have just an Ed white TV?
So stupid. Only we laughed at that.
Only we laughed at it. I still think it's funny.
I do. I like it too.
All right. Well, how about you? How was your Thanksgiving?
It was cool. We went over somebody's spot, friends. But what I didn't like though, dog, it was at 7 p.m., bro. It's a little late. Wow,
you got late.
That's hella late, right? Yeah. And then I had to leave and be on a flight at 6 a.m. the next day to Philly.
Dude, it ain't
so, which means I had to leave for the airport at 4:15, which means I had a big old bloated belly still. I wasn't able to make any deposits before, even after the airport ride. My belly did well though. It held on. It's like, all right, brother, we go into hibernation until you land in that hotel in Philly. But that's a lot of fucking food to have before getting on a plane.
Yeah, and then the pressure, the altitude, and everything I get it. 7 o'clock, dare I say that? 7 o'clock. Yeah. That's almost like not having Thanksgiving dinner.
Yeah, that's like having Black Friday dinner.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, who waits that late? That's crazy. And then you got the whole day. What's the whole day sitting around doing what? Like prepping food all day?
Right.
That's whack, yo. Who was that?
So it's funny though. No. But I can play on blast. They invited me to the home. They cooked really well.
It's too late. You already did. I went somewhere. We ate at 7. You already put them on blast. So you ain't got to say their names, but we know. They know.
All right, let me make this little. I'm gonna make this little folder here and put the food in. I will say my buddy Jason. He's international. Works with a lot of international people, and they came to the U.S. Some of them for vacation because they had a meeting the week after Thanksgiving. So some of them came early, to the U.S. and none of them give a shit about Thanksgiving because, they don't celebrate that or whatever, but they were very excited to experience Black Friday in America. Because all they know is from the TV and shit. Right. And they're like, ooh, what is this? Ooh, it's so funny to me.
It's like, ooh, I can buy stuff. Ooh.
Yeah. It's think about international, dude. Even international knows about it.
If you think about the word, right? Consumer, to consume. They call us consumers. Come in and consume stuff. So Black Friday is legitimately just like, hey, all this stuff that you've been wanting to get all year that you can't afford, we're gonna knock 10% off of it. You still can't.
That's what I don't get too. Every time I've looked at these Black Friday deals, none of them are that great to me. Like what? They're like, what are you gonna say? $50 at the end? And I'm like, even that, my time is worth more than sitting in some goddamn line for 6 hours or 8 hours.
Look, I'm gonna tell you right now. Someone showed a video of the signage for Black Friday, right? And so, they have the little container, the little placeholders for the placards to show what the sale is, right? 20% off or Black Friday sale. They went in and they slid the Black Friday placard back, right? Something was $329, right? Black Friday sale, $329. They moved the little placard back, and underneath there was another sale on it that said $329. The only thing that was different was that one sign said Black Friday and the other one didn't. It was like, yo,
wow.
There was actually it was just the same sale price.
That's funny, dude.
Yeah. So some of these deals that people think they're getting are bogus.
Right. Yeah. No, and I don't care about anything that much.
I don't partake.
I don't. Like, and every time I've even looked, I'm like, oh, I could use one of these. And I look and I'm like, I don't care.
Yeah, it's all consuming, dude. It's like it's people buying shit that they don't really need, right?
Yeah, it's just crap. I ain't got enough money to be thrown around for garbage I don't need. It's garbage.
It's garbage.
All right.
So damn the Black Friday deals.
Yeah, but I thought it was kind of interesting. Well, glad you had a good Thanksgiving.
Yeah, you too.
So
sorry that it was so late though. That sucks. You didn't have a Thanksgiving day, you had a Thanksgiving night.
I was like, I need to digest, y'all. Because then, like, all during the day, like, what do I do? Like, I can't even really eat.
Wait, let me ask you this. What was at this particular place, what did they have for dessert? Did they have fucking pumpkin pie? Did they have a fucking pumpkin pie? Or did they have like a fruit pie, an apple pie, peach cobbler, maybe a cherry
it's
pie?
funny. I kind of forget what they had. I don't know if I really partaked in any dessert. But the cook, she was like amazing on pies and cheesecakes and stuff like that. So I'm not really
a lemon meringue.
I don't even fucking remember. I think it was like a fruit cheesecake, like a guava cheesecake.
All right, cool. Just as long as it was not a fucking pumpkin pie, I'm good with whatever else.
I mean, it's funny. I always tell that story to somebody every Thanksgiving, and there is that. Yeah, man, there's definitely a divide between the sweet potato and the pumpkin. Again, along racial lines, usually. Not always though, Southern. More like Southern, because there's a lot of white Southerners who will have a sweet potato pie.
Yeah.
But then there's a lot of people I tell, and they're like, ugh, who wants sweet potatoes? It tastes like sweet potatoes. I want a pie that's sweet potatoes.
And pumpkin tastes like pumpkin? No. Pumpkin, what does pumpkin taste like? People don't even eat pumpkin. You know what? Every year we get into this discussion, it's the same thing. Pumpkin don't taste like shit. You open up a pumpkin, then you got to rip out all the cobwebs.
Yo, I didn't say I like making this shit. I'm just saying,
dude, it's whack, bro. Pumpkin pie is not real. Sweet potato pie is where it's at. It's the best thing ever.
I never had that shit till I moved to California.
I never had pumpkin pie till I moved to California.
I know. That's so funny, dude. I love it. All
Nobody was down south eating that shit. Except
so
for white
boy
people.
He
was down there eating the pumpkin pie and the white meat.
All right, that's a funny one. All right, so get the fuck out of here. Where's my thingy? All right, so yeah, dude, I wanted to share some of the food I had across this great country. A lot of sandwiches.
A lot of meat between two pieces of bread.
Yo, bro, it's hard to get vegetables outside of this California.
I know. Don't nobody eat them anywhere else. We're the only ones eating them. Everyone else is meat. Meat.
Yep. All right. So let's see. Okay, so yeah. All right. So let's see. I had a good little run of shows there. It was cool with my man Tim Meadows. We started off with Detroit, okay, where he lives actually.
Where I need to go. I need to go as an adult. I need to go check out Detroit as an adult.
Bro, Detroit remind me so much of Cleveland, man. Like downtown remind me just like it. And it just like Cleveland, man. Downtown is black. The suburbs are white. We had a show more out in the suburbs, white as hell. And then all these white people come down to, Ford Field for the Lions games or the Pistons or whatever, but then they go back. And then I would walk to this market, and it was like you could get whatever food and vegetables. And there's this market in Cleveland called the West Side Market. I think Detroit was called East Central or something. And it was cool. But I like the only white dude in there. And like I'm getting getting stuff. And yeah, man, it was really good. I dug it, man. I dug that. And Yeah, so I like, yeah, it would remind me a lot about Cleveland, but yeah, it's
Well, that
definitely,
sounds like Birmingham too. All the
but it's
black
also like
people.
rundown, it's a blue collar town.
Okay, okay.
You know,
So
the
basically,
elements beat it up.
so I can kill two birds with one stone. I can visit Detroit and Cleveland at the same time.
Nah, you don't tell them that. They won't want to hear that shit,
Yeah.
dude.
So did you like the city though overall? I mean, was it a
Yeah, I
good
liked
time?
it. Yeah, it's cool. Like where Tim was pretty cool, and I could just walk to that market. It was nice, and then like there's a park, and you know what's funny that I should even show more pictures. I didn't know that I've never seen this before. Detroit, they got black squirrels.
Oh, I've seen black squirrels in Canada.
Yeah, see, they got to be north. You got to be north.
Yeah.
Ohio, right just south. No black squirrels, dude.
Well,
But they were loaded with them up in fucking Detroit.
well, the black squirrels used to be down south, but then after the Civil War,
They
they all
ran them
moved up
out.
north. They
They're
ran.
like,
They was
fuck
like
this.
they was out. So yeah, I saw black squirrels in Canada, in Vancouver. That was the first time I saw them. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, yeah. But you know what? There's also black sand beaches. I saw those in Hawaii.
There's nothing to do
So
with the other. All right.
yeah, well, I'm just saying stuff that you didn't know existed. Black squirrels and black
Well, I
sand
knew about
beaches.
the Black Sand Beach because that's oh God, Sal, you fucked it up. I knew about that because the volcano, dude.
Right, the volcano. Yes.
The volcano is
But
what makes
okay, so
that
you saw
that.
black squirrels in Detroit, which makes sense, right? If they're gonna be black squirrels anywhere, they're gonna be in Detroit,
You knew that. You knew that
right?
was coming. You knew
Yeah,
that. You knew that.
it
All
gotta
right, so
be.
here, let me show you this squirrel. Though. So, like, you go in the park and there's tons of them. And I think like people feed them and shit. And then, it's November, so they're getting ready to go hibernate. So they're trying to get as much food as possible. So this little black squirrel came up to me and she's all like, "Hey, hey, man, come on, what's
You knew it
up?"
was a female.
Oh yeah, you know how I could tell?
Oh, because you
Cause
could. Sometimes you
look
can see little squirrel nuts in the back.
at
They lift the tail
these
up.
titties.
Oh wow! Look at
Look at
that.
them
Boy,
titties
that's
on that squirrel,
crazy.
dog.
Oh, look at that! You're right. Holy cow! She's like, where the food at?
Yeah, like at
Damn,
first,
she was
like
that
some people
close.
are like, "Oh, are those abs? Look at that working out squirrel." I'm like, "No, those aren't abs. Those are its titties." And it's got young that it needs to feed. And I know this because I worked with rats, and that's where they are. And there's 6 of them, and that's exactly what it
Yeah.
is. But yeah, she
Wow.
came
Look at
right up
that.
to me and just like, "Come on, man, hook me up, hook me up." And I
Did you
was
give her
like,
anything?
"I don't have anything to give." I was like,
Oh
"What do you want? The
wow.
tip of my joint? You don't want this." She thought the joint was
Oh
food. And I was
dude.
like, "No, I ain't. I'm I'm smoking, not eating."
Oh wow, dude, that's crazy,
Here,
bro.
I had this other one.
That
There's another
close?
picture. Oh, bro, they were
Did you
fucking
see those
cool.
claws though? You see those
Oh,
claws?
dude,
They got some serious
insane because
claws.
they could climb anything, right? Like they
Hmm.
they could climb anything. Here's the other one. Here's another one. Like there was a bunch, which was so
But
funny.
real
There'd be
quick
gray
though,
ones too, but
wait, real quick, I gotta say that people should not see. This is the problem, right? Is that she comes up to you looking for food, but that's because people have been feeding her. People should
right.
not be feeding wild animals because they become domesticated in some way, and they start to rely on people for food versus their environment,
Yeah, but
right?
you ever
Which
see
is
that movie Over the Hedge? Here's a more
oh,
squirrels.
the animated movie.
See all
Well,
of
look at all
them?
the black squirrels.
Yeah, see, they were all over the place, man. I got a picture of 3 of
Yeah,
them in one shot. But yeah, but dude, no matter what, they live in the city, they're gonna get it anyway. They're gonna get it in the garbage, they're gonna get it, the
yeah, but at least they're
city squirrel's different than country.
yeah, but at least they're still having to go get it themselves versus someone sitting there handing it out to them.
All right, so
I
here's
gotta,
some of my foods.
I gotta
Hold
look
on.
up why some squirrels are gray and then some are black. Like I need to figure out what happened to
Well, I
make.
think in Ohio we only had red. We had big, bushy red orange squirrels.
Huh.
And those, you gotta stay warm. But yeah, that's what we had. It was
All right,
different.
so real quick, let me just say this. I gotta do the research and figure out why there are red and gray squirrels because we know the black squirrels came first, right? So right, so I need to figure
There
out
was
what happened.
it's funny. I remember in college, I don't know, like towards the end, I was getting like I was over it, and I was like, I knew I could make people laugh a little more. And then we would go we would take a break and go to this guy who lived in the dorms. Now, Cleveland State, there weren't dorms like a normal college. It's a commuter college. So people from all over the area drive in to go and then go, which sucks because you're just with morning traffic. You're already like 9 to 5.
Yeah.
So
that ruins your college
I wish I kind
of
of would have went away for college, but whatever.
Yeah.
I went away for life when I left and went to California. So it just made me revved up really more to get out of there. It's like, get me out. And that helped.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, if I went away, I might have come back, blah, blah, blah.
Nah, you would have come back.
So, but they had one converted Holiday Inn. It was like one big building. So kids who actually did come from out of town who stayed there, stayed in the dorm. Now we knew this one guy, he was from Cleveland, but he stayed in the dorm because, I don't know, he didn't have family to stay with or something. So we would go to his place in between class and just hang out and drink, right? So I'd like drink a 40 and then go to class.
That's crazy.
I'd be in like the biology class, and I remember one time everyone laughed because I'm a little buzzed. I'm just sitting there listening to the professor, and he's talking about something with squirrels, and then I just go, "Yeah, what's up with gray squirrels?" He's like, "Excuse me?" I'm like, "Gray squirrels. What's up with them?"
That's funny.
And because, like, you know, there was no, and I learned because in Ohio, northern Ohio, we only had the red ones, but then I'd go down to Columbus, Ohio, Ohio State, to party once in a while, and then I'd see these gray ones, and I'm like, well, that's different. But it basically, he was just, you know, different species, different fur, whatever. He didn't really give me much of an answer, but I did make people laugh in class. But
what's up with gray squirrels? That's Sal's asking the hard questions.
Right? You got tough. All right, so here's
commuter schools suck, by the way. I'm just gonna throw it out there.
Oh,
you can I mean, the whole idea of college is like having a fully submersive experience, like being there, living in the dorms, figuring stuff out. If you're still living at home and going back and forth, it's just
me and my dad, and then I'd come home and I had so much science shit to do, and he was such a ball buster and didn't understand what the fuck I was going through. Man. Yeah, I mean,
I was fortunate, knock on wood. I was fortunate that I lived in the dorms all 4 years of college, and it was the best experience ever, right? Yeah, just hanging out, having some freedom of movement. And just
I will say I rented my mom's old house and we stayed there for like a year, and that was kind of fun. But it was only a year, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
All right, so here we go. Here's the chicken and waffles I had.
Okay. That looks like chicken and waffles typical. From LA. All right, that's a waffle.
This was Detroit. This is Detroit chicken and waffles.
I know, but I'm just saying, but it looks like it's
you're saying like what's it's called?
Roscoe's chicken and waffles.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So
do they do anything different in Detroit to make their chicken and waffles different than Roscoe's chicken and waffles?
I will say this is kind of funny, man. I get there, and again, this is a soul food place. It's like I was walking distance. I was just like walking mostly, and they're like, it opens at noon. I get there at 12:05. There's like people still lined up. The doors ain't open yet. The doors open, and I get in, and it's like now it's like 12:10, and the lady's like, she's like, "What you to go?" A lot of people do carry out, and I'm like, "No, I'm gonna sit in the diner. You know, I got nowhere to go." And they're like, "Oh, all right, waitress ain't here yet. Gonna have to wait till she show up."
All right, hold on. I'm gonna say this. And I want everybody out there to forgive me for saying this shit, but that was a true, authentic Black experience, right? Like a fucking restaurant that opens at noon for one, which is really late, and then they're not even open at noon on time.
Ain't even on there.
Not even open at noon. That's already late as it is. And you're serving chicken and waffles. Like waffles is a breakfast thing, so now you're serving it at lunchtime, and then your one waitress. With the one waitress that you have, she ain't even there yet. I'm like, there I said you had an authentic Detroit Black experience.
Oh, yeah. Right? So she eventually comes in, and she's like, "Oh, you're dining in?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm the one." And she's like, "All right, just a minute." And she may have been Black, and so that
she may.
It's hard to tell. I sit down. I got my chicken and waffle. I was the only person in there. It was weird. And then it was good food though. It's good, you know, where you get good Southern soul food, right? And then that was pretty good. Okay. Here's another. Then I went to that diner. The other one. This is a different diner I went to, but this is the one that I was saying. It's funny, you see this one guy in it. He looks like an old school Detroit. But then this was a great little coffee shop experience, though. You get, again, I'm like probably the only white person in there.
Okay.
You see this dude on the right with that hat.
Yeah. Yeah. That's with the beret. Is that a beret?
It's got like a beret, dude.
He got a beret. Who wears a beret? Like
it's like you know, when you ever see those films, like black films of the 70s or characters of the 70s, it looks like real.
Oh, dude, look at his mustache. His mustache thick as shit. Like
shit look good, dog.
Dude, that's a thick mustache.
But this diner was nice, and this one I just got the classic. You know, you just go with the classic: the pancakes, the sausage, the
scrambled eggs.
I don't do them scrambled. I like to over easy, so then I can dip my toast in it, dude.
Oh boy. Okay.
And, you know, that's a classic. It's a classic diner move.
That looks like a. I mean, look, it looks like Denny's. It could be Denny's easy.
Nah. But it was good, man. And then yeah, dude, the people in Detroit were cool.
Oh yeah, were the people were nice?
Yeah, everyone was nice. That's the thing too. Like if you're yo, man, I feel sometimes it's kind of like and I felt this when I was in Cleveland and I worked at the ballpark. They're like, yo, if you're a white dude willing to hang, you're not afraid of running off and hiding, and you're not being a disrespectful asshole. And I will say this, I'll speak for many white people, that when a white person, and you know this, if a white person hasn't been around a lot of black people, they could put off an uncomfortable vibe, and people pick up on that right away. So, yeah, so like, you know, people don't pick up the vibe, everything's cool, you know, you're very welcomed. I really enjoy it. I don't know.
Yeah, no, look, man, the thing about black people are pretty easygoing and pretty welcoming.
That's another thing too. And they're funny. People have good time. It was chill. You know what I mean?
It's like, yo, I saw a video. Was it this morning? I think I saw a video this morning of some guy walking through like a Walmart or some department store, and he's in a costume, a full-on Grinch costume, but he's dancing, right? And everyone's just kind of standing to the side, like watching this guy walk through, like, what the fuck is going on? And then you see in the distance, there's a kind of a large black woman, like a kind of heavy black woman coming toward him. And I was sitting there like, oh, she gonna dance with this motherfucker. And when he got up to her, when he got close to her, she literally handed her little basket to somebody else. And then she started dancing. She started dancing with this dude, and they danced for a second, and then he kept on walking, and she was like, all right, okay, all right. Because shit, black people just down to have a good time, man. We ain't tripping off the bullshit. Is everybody tripping off us? We just trying to have fun.
Right. No, that's it's a weird thing. But yeah, so yeah, man, that was cool. Everybody was cool. What else food did I get? Here's another thing. I never saw this before.
So this is Detroit. Okay. Did you have pictures from Philly too? Food in Philly or what?
Yeah, man, I got Detroit, Indianapolis, Kenosha, Wisconsin, and Philly. All right. So I'll wrap up on Detroit right quick. Okay. What else with Detroit? Oh, well, I went to the so this, I've never seen this before. Well, this is great. I found this Italian place. Yo, man, I don't know what it is, bro. It's in my fucking blood. If I could get an Italian thing, and I do love the sandwiches, but a muffaletta sandwich, you know, with all the meats and the olives and the mushrooms, and shit was so fucking good, bro.
Yeah, it looks tasty.
Yeah, it was very good. And then I've never seen these chips before, only in Michigan, and it's a Michigan thing, and it's called Michigan Cherry Barbecue. Have you ever heard of this? I'm gonna tell you, man, it was fucking good.
Michigan Cherry BBQ potato
kettle
chip. No, I never seen that.
Dude, there's just a distinct cherry, just a touch, and it's very fucking good, man.
Wow.
You never have that. And then I went over to that market, and I wanted to make my pasta. So I made my bolognese sauce, and then I just ate this at the crib. And you know, dude, come on, brother.
Oh, nice. That looks tasty.
Look at me, baby. Top of the world right there.
You're definitely Italian.
I did, and then of course, even by myself, where I'm like, I should try and write some stuff, even though I probably didn't. But I got my little plate with the olive oil, and the balsamic vinegar and the bread and a little red wine, you know.
Look at you. I see you, Sally. I would need more balsamic in my olive oil. Personally.
That's a lot of balsamic right there. It's almost
God,
you crazy. Too much is too much vinegar, bro.
No, I love the vinegar. Give me the vinegar.
Give me the vinegar. And then one other thing about the food. So Tim's the man. Took me to a couple Pistons games.
You guys saw 2 games?
Back to back. We saw.
I know you saw Phoenix.
And
right? I saw the
Golden
KD
State.
picture. Oh, and the Warriors. Oh, that's right. You did mention that. Okay.
And I think I might have been on TV, on local TV a little bit, because I was sitting next to him and they're filming him, as you know how they go in and out of commercials, and then they love the show he's there. Okay. And but bro,
they're like
it was
celebrity.
Dope. I want to say, man, I'm gonna say best seats I ever had, bro.
Really?
Because when I went to the Clippers with Marcus, that was great. First row.
Shout out, Mark. I see you. Okay, go ahead. That was
you're in the corner. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And Tim, 4th row, but you're right in the middle, baby. I didn't have to move I just moved my eyes. I didn't have to move my head, dude.
Wow, nice.
I mean, shit was dope. So
when they highlighted Tim Meadows, did they say, celebrity in the building, Saturday Night Live alumni Tim Meadows here with his boyfriend, right?
They're like, who the fuck is that dude with him?
They saw you 2 nights. They saw you a couple nights in a row. They're like, oh, this guy.
No one came out on the Sunday, but on the Monday they were there. And then when they actually interviewed him for a second, and they had him sit a few rows back where there was nobody around him. So I wasn't like up in the interview like, hello.
Hi, Mom.
Right. But yeah, here's the opening tip from the Warriors.
Everyone who's listening is not watching. Everyone who's listening who's not watching, I just waved when I said hi, Mom.
There it is. But yeah, look at that shot, dude. Like, I'm right there. And it was fucking cool, man. Like, you could see the sweat.
Dang, look at Kevon Looney. He didn't even get off the ground. That's jump ball.
Yeah, he's still standing.
He's still standing. It's like, Kevon, what are you doing, bro? Okay. All right, man. So that's cool, man. Check out Tim.
This is like about food, to finish the food point.
Okay.
Bro. I don't want to share too much of my man's business, but dude, when you go, so then they had a spot where you get the food and the drink and wine, whatever you want, free, right?
Oh, you mean like for the season ticket holders who go down? Season ticket holders, below. Yeah, you go below. Right. You don't go up to the concourse. You go below.
No, you go below. Now the Staples Center. When I went with Marcus, there was one, but it's very LA. LA is very crowded. There's only limited stuff. You hear this and that. Okay. Detroit. Detroit ain't like that. Detroit is spread out. There's all these different things, and I'm not just talking hot dogs, hamburgers. Like, there's like chicken tikka masala. There's friggin' prime rib. I had like prime rib, dude. And then what's that?
I said, of course you had prime rib.
Well, yeah, I mean, they have. But see, this is what you get. You get like one little plate, and then you get your little drink, and they get little sweet potatoes and broccoli. Yeah, dude, like, it was amazing. Like, I had like 3 of those.
That's broccolini. That's broccolini.
Yeah, dude, they got broccolini. And then when we went the next day, the menu was different everywhere. There was shrimp and grits. There was like some kind of other thing. I was like, this is crazy. Like,
yo, I give him props for that. That's nice. That's
like
nice.
You don't even need to. He's like the one. He's like, yeah, we don't need no dinner. You eat there. I was like, oh, hell yeah, dude. So yeah, man, that was pretty cool. So that was the food in Detroit. Good stuff. Detroit was cool, man. I was digging on Detroit. All right. And then after Detroit,
I still got to go. So that's on my
went to Indianapolis.
List. Okay.
Indianapolis, out of Indianapolis, Kenosha, Wisconsin, Philly, and Detroit, Indy would be the weakest on the food dish.
Really? Over Kenosha? Kenosha, Wisconsin was better than
Kenosha's right next to Chicago, bro.
Okay.
You know what I mean? That shit bleeds over. But I don't really have much. So it was just kind of like, the problem is, like, sometimes when you're on the road, you're alone, you're just sitting there, you're in a downtown little section, so you're only going to get what's in the downtown. I don't have a car. I'm not going to go drive around you know.
What about Ubers and Lyfts and all that stuff?
Yeah, it's just expensive, dog. Shit adds up.
It does add
So,
up.
you know, there was a place here's a picture of me getting in, and I'm like, you know, you get your food. And so I was like, all right, I'll just get a fried chicken sandwich, right? So there you are. Depressed, dark.
You like you either stole that fried chicken sandwich or you're delivering it, right?
Yeah. So and then this is it. This is the fried chicken sandwich, bro. It's a goddamn bun with the fried chicken breast, and that's it. Ain't no mayonnaise, no pickles. They give you some potato chips, and they're like, "Get the fuck out."
You got a dry ass sandwich, is what you got. You got a dry ass bread and meat sandwich. I
was like, "What the fuck, dude?"
Dude, so that's some basic shit,
dude. And so then you're like, "All right, well, I want to try and eat healthier, dude. I want to try and have some vegetables." I was like, "All right, I'll have." Oh, they got a portobello sandwich at the club. All right, I'll have that. And it's slices of mushroom on a hot dog bun.
Jeez. Dude, that looks so unappetizing, bro. I love portobello mushroom sandwiches. It's one of my favorite sandwiches. Dude. That almost looks like they don't want you to eat. like they're like, we trying to make you not order food here. Holy
my God, dude, I was dying. Dude, but I'll say it wasn't bad, but yeah, dude, no, it wasn't good either.
That does not.
But then I'll say this: the last night at the club, I finally discovered this. I didn't even know they had this on the menu, and then I got this, and this was the best meal of the weekend in Indianapolis. This salad. It was a salad with a little grilled chicken, olives, tomatoes, feta cheese. That was way better.
But it still looks. It don't even. I mean, maybe it's the little container that has the dressing in it. But this shit looks like it just looks it looks bottom of the barrel, bro. It looks very basic.
It's
very, very basic. Like there's no frills, right? They are not excited about food in Indianapolis. Let's just say that.
No. All right. Okay. Now I don't know what the fuck. I thought I sent this to my download, but let me pull up. So then Kenosha, Wisconsin, I go to. And the only thing I know about Kenosha is what we all remember about Kenosha. That shooting and that kid who came over from Chicago with his gun so he could go protest or whatever.
That's right. It wasn't the
dude. Yeah. So the thing with that is though, like I don't know where it happened or not, because I'm gonna tell you, man, Kenosha's pretty. Kenosha's cool. Right. And like it's right on the water. There's a couple museums I went to. There's a Civil War museum. Like there's a little nature center. Like, yeah, man, it was. I liked it. It was really cool.
Kenosha.
Yeah, I mean, you don't know much about it other than that, but it's like almost an hour from Chicago. Okay. So I didn't really do much. I there was a place I went next door, like a little diner during the morning the one day. Oh, dude, I wanted to kill this kid. Dude, you ever have this shit? I'm having breakfast and I finally get everything, and I'm a big variety guy. I want the eggs or the meats, the pancakes, everything, right? So I finally get it all. It sits down. And then I hear, 3, 2, 1, go. And I'm like, what the hell? And I turn around, this kid just staring on his phone, eating, right? Like a 12, 13-year-old, like, nah. And then listening to this loud ass TV show. And on his phone in this quiet diner. And then I turn and look, and the mom, she's on her phone going, eating and just scroll.
That's so annoying, bro. You don't even know you have struck a chord. This is like a trigger point for me. The fact that people are listening to their devices on like volume 10 in public. It's like, yo, put your headphones in or turn that shit down, because I don't want to fucking hear what you're listening to. If you're on the phone in public, take your ass outside and talk, or talk low, or put your fucking headphones on, but I don't want to hear your conversation. Right.
And I turned around like multiple times, and my head was about to fall off. How many times it turned to look, and they didn't have no notice at all. I wanted to be like, hey kid, maybe for Christmas, you ask Santa for some goddamn headphones. All right.
How about some fucking manners or some consideration? How about that? Ask the Santa for some of that shit, or ask for parents
obviously
that
wasn't
hold you
getting it from
accountable.
his mom. Yeah, mama wasn't gonna give him no manners. I was pissed.
Okay, so let's talk about this. In that situation, can you go to the management of the place and ask them?
I know, what are you gonna? I don't know. Yeah,
like, hey,
and it was just like, it was a nice vibe until they fucking showed up.
Yeah, so I mean, can you come in and ask? I mean, can the manager ask them to turn down their devices because it's disruptive to the rest of the atmosphere of the restaurant?
Yeah, they weren't doing it. I want to go flip the table over. Yeah, but anyway,
that's a good question. I'm curious. Okay,
so I will say this though. So then we eat at the so I ate at the Kenosha Comedy Club both nights, right?
Okay,
and bro, I gotta tell you, man, it was one of the best goddamn sandwiches I ever had. It was a pot roast sandwich. Okay.
A pot roast. Wait, that's
and there it is.
So not pulled pork, but like pot roast.
Pot roast. So you sit it in the pot roast and beef and just let it sit there for 16 hours.
Right.
Dude, this shit was so good. I had it that night, and the next day I got the exact same thing.
Oh yeah, you did. Look at that bite.
Dude, and Tim, same thing. Got it Friday, got it Saturday. And it was goddamn good. And then I talked to this guy. He's like, oh, that's my girlfriend who makes it. She's like a 60-year-old woman back there. And then I met her. She like brought the second one out. I'm like, ma'am, this is one of the best damn sandwiches I ever had. And she's like, I just make it homemade in the back there, you know. And I was like, oh my God. Like, it was, I don't know why I never had one before, but it was so good, dude.
I don't think I've ever heard of a pot roast sandwich.
I think they invented it. Like, I haven't either. Like, nah, this is just kind of her thing. She's like, I just like making pot roast. And I was like, oh, we should do it at the club. And dude, this woman could cook because this shit was amazing.
That's funny. I just like making pot roast. That's awesome. I make a homemade pot roast at the club. So it's like a club made pot roast, but I use homemade feelings when I make it.
I use a homemade roast.
I use a homemade roast when I make it at the club.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it looks good. It looks tasty, man. So
dude, it was so
so Kenosha, Wisconsin had good food. Indianapolis food suck. It was basic bottom of the barrel shit. Detroit was tasty, and then you got Philly.
Now we go into Philly. Now let me pull up these Philly photos.
Cheesesteak in Philly?
I did not. I've done it multiple times. I've been to Philly before.
Were you both times?
No, I like Philly. Philly's cool, man.
Okay. Well, Marcus just went to, my boy Marcus, shout out to Mark. Mark went to Philly recently for a conference, and he said that he had a Philly cheesesteak in Philly, and he was fairly disappointed. He was like,
really?
He was like, man, it was just a cheesesteak. It wasn't nothing different.
There's multiple kinds you could get too.
Okay.
Did you know that?
I did not know that. I'm not a big cheesesteak guy.
I mean, you could put different stuff on it and whatever, dude.
Yeah, it's a bunch of meat with stuff on top, grilled onions and grilled peppers, and it's just bread and meat, bro.
No, exactly. And it's funny you say that because like I would open the show about that, and I was like, yeah, I'm staying above the Reading Terminal Market, and I was like, and I loved it. It was like bread and meat. It was meat on bread. I was like, it was great. You know what I mean? Here, I'll show you the so here's the market. And again, I love these little markets, dude. This place, dude, this place was awesome. They had everything you could want. Look at all the people walking around. Like, and see, there's even a little Amish lady there because they got the Pennsylvania Amish. So they're even there selling their breads, and then they got chicken, they got 4 different cheesesteaks. Yeah, dude.
Was that Diners
barbecue
chicken?
Diners barbecue. Diners? I don't know, dude. And I didn't go there. Where I went was I mean, this was the first place again, though. This place was so good, I would have got it again, man. Man, I can't find this shit. I save it, I post it, and then I don't see it. What the fuck? It's just like there's too much crap.
You're such a foodie. I'm a foodie too.
Well,
Sal, you're a foodie.
When you're on the road, I like to do what they do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, let me get what
you definitely get your Anthony Bourdain on, right? I just need you just got to discuss how it was made and what goes into it and what flavors.
So that
maybe
the
you
first
could be like
day,
the Anthony Bourdain of comedy, food and restaurants and different diners.
I hope I don't
One of
end
the
up
diners,
the same way.
dives, and whatever.
No, that's
on the
Guy
comedy
Fieri,
road.
dude.
Okay.
That one's Guy Fieri. Diners, drive-ins, and dives.
Okay.
I kind of dug that one too. Okay, so yeah, no. So the one day I went to Dominic's, and he has get the fuck out of here. I went to Dominic's, and he has roast beef, and then you could get the sweet peppers or hot peppers, and I went, of course, sweet because I'm a sweet fella, and yeah, that's the one I got.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, that shit looks good, right? And that's the bread is
tasty.
good. Yeah, no, Philly's got
bread?
great food.
Man, that's a lot of meat, though. Good Lord. I don't think I've ever seen so many pictures of bread and meat that have been half eaten.
Dude. Dude, they love their meats. They love their meats in Philly, man. And yeah, they love their meats. And yeah, it was pretty cool, man. So yeah, that's about it, dude. I got much more. I got so sick. I had sick of the sandwiches. I went and got dim sum the one day because I was right in Chinatown too. So I was like, let me go get some dim sum across the street. But dim sum was all right, but West Coast got it on lock, dude.
Oh yeah, come on. Yeah, we out here with like the real people who make it, right? Like
right.
Yeah. So it's like, yeah, you can't get tacos and
it could yeah, exactly. It didn't really compete.
Yeah.
So
all right.
Anyway, so that was the food travels, bro. Next I go to Boston this weekend, so maybe I'll get some lobster rolls.
Oh, nice. You gotta get the clam chowder.
The chowder. The problem is the chowder. It dude, it fucking it's got dairy in it, man.
Oh, that's right. No, you can't have the chowder, bro. No, please don't do that to your boy Tim. Yo, man, I got family in Boston. So you're gonna be in Boston proper, or like?
No, Beverly, Massachusetts. It's the show.
Beverly. Okay, I don't know what that is in relation.
Hey, this is what's cool about Philly, man. Let me show you this. So I was in Philly 10 years ago, and
with Conrad Roth.
Yeah, and Bert Kreischer and Doug Benson, and so there's they have this little merch section, right? And 10 years ago, I put my little merch in there, and I don't know if you see it yet. So here, let me show you.
I was looking for it. Hold on, let me see. I'm sure it's a sticker or something. Comedy Central, BWS.
You don't think I wrote a book?
No, Jim Norton.
And when I worked with Bert, he was selling those shirts.
Oh, that's you right in the middle. You are right in the middle.
So here, I'll find a close up. And then
your Nirvana sticker.
A Nirvana sticker, and they kept it there. There's two of them, one in each bin, which I thought was really kind of cool. There it is again.
Nice. Shout out to you, Sally. I like it.
Yeah, it was pretty funny. I was like,
right there with Godfrey, man. Kevin Nealon.
Yeah, dude.
Sarah Colonna. Shout out to Sarah Colonna. I worked with her years ago.
Okay. Yeah, so I love that club. That club's cool. That's where I met Joe Flacco last time I was there. I will say Philly gets a little rowdy and chatty.
Yeah, but I was gonna say, what about the shows? Where'd you have the best shows, and what clubs or what areas did you like the most, and which ones did you? If
that's tough to say because Mr. Tim Meadows, he sells out a lot. So when the show is sold out, it's gonna rock usually.
Right.
But then sometimes they're more conservative areas. So like Detroit was more in a conservative spot, north. But my opening joke crushed. And I posted it, but I was like, I think this is the only state in the country that tried to kidnap the governor because the TJ Maxx was closed. And just the way I said it and the way it hit, and they loved it, dude. Like I could hold that laugh for a second, and it was really fun.
Like, yo, don't mess with our TJ Maxx, bro.
Whatever
you want to Walmart, but don't mess with TJ Maxx.
And then I was like, what do you mean I can't get my khaki shorts to the governor's mansion?
Yeah, I saw that one online. That was good.
They were fun. They were fun about it. And again, though, I mean, the room was fucking sold. I will say this: one guy left. It's funny because, like,
one guy left during your set.
No, after the show, I hawk my shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm So the first people out of there usually are the offended Trumpers. You know what I mean? And, you know, and Tim was the whole thing. I was like, look, man, I'll talk about Biden. He talks about Obama. But then when he gets to Trump, these people get fucking butthurt, right?
They get sensitive. Yeah.
They're such pieces of shit. So when people are leaving, the first ones to leave are usually those folk. And there's one guy just walking by, dude. He just goes, "You should know your audience." He just keeps walking. I'm like, no, my audience is like, fuck you, son.
Yeah,
exactly. Like, because so many people will come up to you in these spots, like, thank you. Thanks for doing that. Thanks for talking. Are you, wow, that's so brave of you to do. And like, because they have to live amongst these motherfuckers all the time and not say shit. Yep. And like, we've been through it. We grew up in it. We know how it is. We got out of it. And now we're back. And we're like, yo. And so
it's like, it's different outside. It's different outside. Yeah. Like, it's different outside of here. Right.
Right. You got to get outside your fucking bubble, you ignorant fuck. Trump lost. Get over it.
Dude, you're so harsh.
Oh, it's so
you ignorant fuck.
And it's like, funny because like we did Dallas, and one of my favorite shows was in Dallas. And then the day before we did Fort Worth, and that's when I'm getting heckled by Trumpers. So it's like every show could be different. And then Michigan, like they were really cool. They filmed it. That's a very good way they film it. It's really cool for you. And then Indy's like an A club, like it's a good club. You know what I mean? Right. It's one of the good clubs. So I mean, and then again, some of the all white fucking in the middle of Indianapolis, and these people were awesome. Like they were some of the most like grateful that you were there. You know what I mean? And and it's amazing. So I just love like when you see, you know, Tim come up and he's by especially a place like that, and he's like the only celebrity in the area. Like people are they're excited. You know what I mean? Excited. This dude, and then when he's walking off, he's getting standing O's and shit. You know what I mean? Wow. Yeah. Wow, so it's impressive. Like, yeah, it's pretty cool. And then and even like Wisconsin, it was cool. It wasn't as much of a club. It was more of like it was in a hotel, right? But packed. You know what I mean? They had to add a third show because of that. You know what I mean?
Wow, that's nice. Good for you guys.
Yeah. So like, I mean, good for him. But he's you know, he's killing it. And then Philly is Philly. Philly's cool, but then again, Philly, they do have a little bit of an edge to them. They're not as you know, and then there was one woman talking the whole time, and that it just is, and in Michigan it happened too. There's just that one person just fucks it up. And I told the woman in Michigan, she was drunk before she heckled during my intro. So you knew it was going to be a problem. Yeah. And I said at one point, I was like, yeah, you even clap annoying, man.
That's pretty good.
So they're all different is what I'll say. And there's definitely some good ones there. And then like you were talking about Kenosha, I met this couple. We went out afterwards. You know, the only place you could go out is the bar across the street from the hotel. So we go there. It was a cool bar. I had like a local beer, and I'm just talking to this couple. Cool as fuck. The guy graduated high school. That's it. Never went to college. The woman, she went to school, and then they lived together. They never left the small town, and they're some of the most open-minded, coolest people I ever met. And I was like, well, how do we get more like you? Because there's a lot of people who don't have the education, who don't have the open-mindedness, and it's because they stayed in the same spot like you and didn't get educated, but you're different. You know what I mean? Like, and so it was really cool to meet people like that all over the, you know what I mean?
They were anomalies. They were anomalies. Right. All right, man. Well, you know, I will say this. I caught a couple of shows this Saturday. I saw a guy named Trey Crowder from Tennessee. He bills himself as he's basically, he calls himself the liberal redneck. He went viral on Facebook and then YouTube, and but I went to go check his show out, and on that show, you know, King was on that show, our former guest on this show, King Hassan.
Oh, King Hassan.
Yeah, King Hassan was on the show.
What's up with him?
He's doing well, man. He's writing for a show on Netflix right now called That 90s Show. So he's been putting, you know, it just came off the writer's strike, so they've been working extra hard. But I went to go watch the show, so I got to see him do his thing. Shout out to him for, you know, coming up, doing a couple of guest sets and holding his own, which was nice to see. But I gotta admit, man, watching the show, and it was at Cobb's Comedy Club in San Francisco, and it was sold out. The first show was 450, 80
God
people.
Damn, that for that viral guy?
Yes, for Trey Crowder. Jesus. Second show wasn't sold out. the whole main floor was sold out. The balcony was empty for that one.
But still, dude, Cobb's is huge.
Cobb's is huge, so it was still packed. But I got to tell you, man, I was sitting there watching the show, and I started
getting the bug, baby. About goddamn time.
I started getting the itch. I was like, oh man,
because you don't want to sit there and watch people get all them laughs and you not. Come on.
Well, hold up though. Sit there, watch those people get all those laughs, or sit there watching those people get, what I think could probably be not getting as many laughs. Right. I was like, oh, this place is packed. I'm like, come on.
Right.
Come on.
Right.
And so yeah, man, I started to get that itch, man. I was like, oh shit, I might have to get back in the gym, start getting some shots up, get my hands.
You gotta, bro. Right? You gotta.
So we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
But it may not be too far off.
All right. Well, I talked our ears off. Let's wrap it up, Reg.
All right, sounds good. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed today's food episode. Sal does enjoy a good meal. There's no debate.
Especially a sandwich.
Especially sandwiches. You give him some meat with 2 pieces of bread, he's good to go. So we're here. We're going to keep doing it. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. We're going to, it's fun, man. We'll just keep it going. So that is Sal Kalani. And I'm Reggie Steele. And this is Spitballin. Peace.